final day of the 2012 Insurance Conference has just come to an end, or the business sessions of the day, and standing with me is the man who closed off the entire conference, and that is the CEO of Munich Re of Africa, Junior Ngulube. Junior, your thoughts on the 2012 Insurance Conference?
I think one thing, it's been very well supported, not only in terms of the number of people who attended, but also the number of people who stayed in the room for all the sessions. It is a first.
And that's very positive to see that people are really engaging on some of the major issues which were, raised during the conference. One of those was education, and you touched on that in your closing thoughts. What do you think insurers and reinsurers need to be doing to attract new skills into the industry?
Firstly, I think as an industry, we need to make the potential employees out there aware of our industry while they're still at school, at university, and get them on board. That's what we need to do. And then secondly, once they're on board, we need to provide training on the job learning, which is what the IISA is basically designed to do. And that way, we will be able to attract them, but also keep them in the industry.
And you mentioned professionalism and pride, which are two of the key things you took away from Joe Plumeri's speech. Would you like to just speak a bit to, that within the industry?
Actually, if you look at the insurance industry, as Joe said, it is the DNA of capitalism. It allows for economic growth and development to take place because we address all the risks, be it technology or natural hazards. And even in this current economic downturn or difficult times, all we hear about are the banks who are in distress. And of course, those kind of problems are spilling over into economic distress as well. But nowhere do you hear about insurance companies being in distress. Last year was the biggest year in terms of natural perils losses. 380 billion euro economic losses, 110 billion euro of insured losses, which the industry was able to digest and pay. We should certainly be proud in a year when banks are actually asking for a bailout. So our professionalism comes through, our contribution to the economy or economies comes through, so we've got every reason to be proud.
Absolutely. And of course, Africa was another hot topic at this year's conference, expansion plans into Africa, and really just the rise of a massive middle class, emerging middle class across the continent. What are your thoughts on that from Munich Re's point of view and in terms of expansion plans into Africa and taking advantage of that growth?
Well, the emergence of Africa has been our best kept secret for many years. Now the secret is out.
Now it's out.
It's out. Munich Re was established in South Africa in 1968. And our first treaty or contract in Africa was actually in Nigeria in 1964. And we haven't left the continent since then.
Wow.
We trade in the whole of Africa. We've been there since that time. So as through the bad times on the continent, we were there. In the good times, we were still there. So I don't have an Africa strategy or a new one.
It's part of the company.
I'm doing what I've always been doing.
Well, that's brilliant. I mean, that's a very unusual perspective on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, the opportunities are now most exciting.
We basically are probably better placed than most.
Sure.
Because we have our branch network, we've got our client network out there, and we are in very close contact with them. We work with them. And others are just discovering the continent, not us.
So Munich Re is 10 steps ahead of the competition and ready to take advantage.
Well, exactly. I mean, that's it. I mean, for us, it's been an investment.
Yeah.
I'm in the industry for 25 years. There are clients out there I know for 25 years. So that investment in client relationships is going to pay back now.
And that's good news for growth on the continent. Yes. Junior, thanks for joining RISKSA TV, and we hope you enjoy the gala dinner this evening.
Thank you very much.
Great.